deep dive where emotions meet the stars and spirituality takes center stage. Join Sherianna Boyle and Carmen Schott as they explore astrology, mental health, manifesting, and so much more. Two women on a spiritual path, sharing wisdom, stories, and the magic of sisterhood. Ready to dive deep? Let's begin.
Welcome to Deep Dive. I'm Sherianna Boyle.
And I'm Carmen Schott, and this is a show about astrology, emotions, and spirituality.
Each week, we're giving you your astrological update on what's going on. This week, we're going to be focusing on Sunday, June 22nd, and we'll be giving you some tips and tools for how to navigate this energy. Welcome to the show. How's this week look, Carmen?
Well, we are now, fully in Cancer season. The sun went into Cancer on June 20, and so just a couple days. So we are in a new watery, nurturing, sensitive, emotional kind of energy, the home body energy, wanting to focus more on home and family and maybe even being home and just relaxing more, being comfortable. So that's big for the rest of the month here. And then on June 25th, the biggest thing this week is the new moon in astrology is about a time to kind of manifest and think about your goals and what you want to bring into your life, And, Sherry and I, we've had a new moon manifestation course we've done in the past. And so we work on this, and it's pretty cool, to talk about how this works, we can share with the audience how these manifestation and affirmations work, and thoughts are things, and how we really get in touch with what we want.
Yes, definitely. And it's always amazing when we do offer those courses, and we'll keep you up to date. Make sure that you subscribe to the show or subscribe to one of our newsletters. You can go to carmenturnershott.com or sheriannaboyle.com. And that way you'll get updates of when we offer those manifesting classes. It's always amazing to me, Carmen, how you and I start manifesting like crazy when we do those. I think we're there to serve and help other people, but then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, and you really witness how it works.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because in the book The Secret, the movie, talks about. I remember watching it. I think I was in the 90s. I think I was in college, and the kid had been dreaming about a bike, and a bike, and then his grandfather shows up with the bike, and I'm like in tears. I'm like, I want, yes, the universe provides, So, but no, when we get in our head so much. In our mind and we block ourselves. So it's like a lot of times I think it's fear that kept me kind of stuck. And then this year I really got more into really applying these principles that thoughts are things, and that our positive thinking can attract the things we want, and believing in that and doing that, and just telling, God and the universe, hey, send me what is for me. And what's not for me, it's okay. Not everything's going to be for you. And so I've been
letting go of control. What I feel could be really impacting people with manifesting, now that we know that's what we're focusing on this week, Carmen, is there's been so much going on in the media. I mean, more than usual in terms of the intensity. I know you spoke about that last week with the energy. And we have to remember that emotions are contagious. And I was just reading about this because I'm working on another emotional detox thing. I was just reading some research on how the emotion of anger, especially on social media, is people are more likely to share an angry post than they are to share a post about joy. So that's going to get much more circulation and traction. And all of this is contagious and can impact our manifesting, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it's like, was it they call that song, surround yourself. It's like an Indian word. I don't know if I'm saying it right. but
Yes.
surround yourself with like-minded energy, like-minded people that support you. Because like if you're, if you're trying to be positive, and then that's why, I don't put the news on except when my husband has it on at night when he gets back from work. I try not to watch it. And because it's just a lot of, and it's constantly there, and it's like, it's not a lot of good stories. And
Yes.
so we got to make sure we self-care, especially, as empaths. A lot of people that are spiritual are empathic. They feel things deeply and they're affected by energy. And so I try to not do that. I'm trying to be real conscientious of being peaceful and not reacting to things. And because I just left a very high stress job, and I realized how I had been living in adrenaline mode, crisis. And so when I started, really what I realized I wanted this week, it's kind of funny, with the new moon, I realized, you think you want something, and so you start trying to manifest it, right? You make your top three things I want. I'm thankful for this. You say these things as if you have them, and you
Yeah.
believe it, and you read it every day. You read your affirmations, you visualize them, right? You put good thoughts up there. You think them through the day, and you let it go. You let the universe provide. So I start thinking, what some things that I've manifested, I don't really want. And you don't always know that till they start happening. And then you're like, oh, until you get in it. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. This is heavy now. Like, this is more responsibility than I want. So I've been going through this. What do I really want? And it may
Yes.
take manifesting a few things, and things coming, and then it can shift. You're like, wait, I don't really want that. I want that, but I want it different. So I realized I want freedom and autonomy. This is what I
Mm.
realized this week. Like, I don't want to feel tied down. I want to be free to pick my work, pick my hours. Do like this freedom and autonomy is really at the heart of why I'm resisting certain things that I committed to, that I manifested, but they're not in line with what I'm really wanting. I realize, you know what? I'm wanting freedom and autonomy.
Mm.
I
Hmm.
want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't want to have a strict schedule. I realize that's really what I want now. You know,
Well, and I feel like such a big part of manifesting, I think that's what's the benefit of being part of a group, when we do start to get our manifesting groups up rolling again. The benefit is listening, just like I'm listening to you now. When you're in a group, you hear and you start to hear yourself, and you realize I'm here to get clarity. It's not about the thing, is what I'm hearing you saying. Going through the process and attracting all these things is helping you get clear. What is it that you're aligned with? And I also think confident. Don't you, Carmen? Clear and
yeah,
confident. That's a big
yeah,
part of manifesting.
yeah. I woke up the other day. It was very strange. The night I got up in the night, and I just had, it just kind of hit me, this weird feeling that this is a dream. Like, have you ever had that happen where it's like, is this real? Like, like I realized, like,
Or did I dream this? Was this is all?
every night you go to
Yes.
sleep. You get up in the night to the restroom. You get up in the morning. You get your breath.
Yeah.
We're living in this world, and I'm like, I'm breathing, I'm alive. Like I'm really thinking about like what's my purpose, and
Hmm.
like I want to do what I came here to do. And so it's weird. And so I do see. And people that don't believe in this, like there's some people in my family are kind of skeptics. They think I'm crazy, but I'm like, I was even telling my mother, to shift her thinking to positive thing, because she's hurting in her back real bad, a lot of pain, and she may have to have surgery and stuff. And but she's focused on, when you're hurting, when you're in pain, when you're having hard times, you get so absorbed in what you're experiencing, it's hard to manifest or think positive. So I told her, just shift it. I'm healthy and well. I'm thankful for not being in pain. Just say these things, believe them, write them down. And she started doing it. She told me she was doing it. She's starting to feel better now. Her pain is
Wow, you're
lessening.
kidding.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
she told me, and I said, that's great. It's lessening. She's got ice. She has the sciatic nerve thing.
Yeah, I had
It's,
that for years. I had it
it,
for years. I mean,
yeah.
I had it so bad I thought I was going to have to stop teaching yoga.
Oh,
It must be from teaching yoga because because you can overstretch, overdo, certain areas or your body. And then for me, it was 100% hormonal.
Oh, was it? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As soon as I got those hormones figured out, goodbye sciatic.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. See, I had a friend, it's interesting, you said that she was a yoga teacher in California. She owned a studio out there. Yeah. She gave up yoga because it was hurting her hips and her sciatic nerve so bad she couldn't do it physically. Now, my mother, she was an aerobics instructor for years in the 80s, 90s. And, I remember when I was in high school, she taught aerobics. She wore all these
So did my mom. So did my mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so did my mom. Yeah,
they had like okay. I don't know where those things
calisthenics.
Yeah,
back then.
She had like the leopard, outfit.
Jane Fonda.
Yeah, and so she remembers when she stepped off the bench when she heard it in her 40s. She remembers the day she kind of did something to that hip, and. But it's interesting. So
you have to be careful. Hey, so do you feel, so the new moon is the focus of the week is what I'm hearing, that it's on the 25th. I know you always say, a couple days before you might be feeling it.
Yeah.
So how should we prepare? I think we ought to take a quick break, but when we get back from break, let's give some tips on more specifically on how to manifest with the new moon energy. And so if you're just tuning in on KMET radio, welcome to Deep Dive. We're speaking of the week of June 22nd. We'll be right back after the break.
Astrology is energy. Unlock the wisdom of your birth chart with my new book, Your Astrological Energy. Pre-order your copy today and receive 10% off a personal consultation with me. Visit CarmenTurnerSchott.com to claim your special offer today.
When was the last time you took time for you? Hi, I'm Sherianna Boyle, author of the Emotional Detox book series and several other books. I also lead a variety of wellness retreats throughout the year. Visit SheriannaBoyle.com/events to find out more and to book your retreat today. Again, it's SheriannaBoyle.com/events. Welcome back to Deep Dive with Carmen and Sherianna. By the way, if you ever miss a show, not to worry. You can find all the recordings at Deep Dive with Carmen and Sherianna on YouTube. Those are loaded up there for you each week so you can look back and get your astrology update. Yeah. This week we're focusing on that new moon on the 25th. So Carmen, it's Sunday, what should we be doing right now?
So since it's a new moon in Cancer, in Cancer, the sun is also in Cancer. It's like a very strong, powerful energy because the moon is actually the moon rules Cancer, the sign. So it's water, it's the ocean, it's anything that's nurturing and motherly and emotional growth. So this is a time to think about security. What are you feeling? What needs to be healed? What do you need to take care of with your parents and your kids and your spouse and all those family things, right? What do you want to move? There might be things to think about, like, are you happy in your home? Are you happy in where you live? It's all about your ancestors, where you live, your physical house, and how it's decorated. You may want to change how it looks. You want to move some things around, declutter. These kind of energies are tips. And I recommend being near water or getting in a hot tub, soaking in a bath or pool. If you have that, to get near water and be in water is really important this week because it can really help you release some stuff, Mm-hmm. You can light some candles and some Epsom salts and lavender, and really cleanse and let go of any negative emotions, because the new moon in Cancer energy always brings up a lot of people feel a little irritable, mm-hmm. and they get a little bit take things personal, and that's going to be intensified. So tap into your feelings and tap into your gut instinct, your intuition. Cancer is all about trusting their intuition, not the mind, but their heart. So
What does
ask
your
yourself,
heart say? Yeah.
what do I really want?
What and
You
what
feel,
keeps coming up? I think
yeah,
that's so important. One, for an emotional standpoint, what emotions keep coming up for you? I think that's important for you to recognize. Do I keep feeling frustrated or irritated? Like those are little signs that sometimes, we're not listening to our gut.
yeah,
Sometimes those emotions are like, hey, pay attention kind of thing.
yeah.
Take time to process what you feel so that you can connect. Yeah. So, with the new moon, for me, it feels like a bit of a break
Hmm.
because so often just think of how much of your month is spent on worrying, Carmen, or thinking about, what you're going to do about certain things or how to handle. Think of the amount of time and energy
Yeah.
that we devote to problem solving and decision making. And here you are in the new moon and you get a break.
Yeah, it's a time to withdraw, like, and like think really, it's a time of reflection.
Mm,
And that it's about reflecting on how you're feeling, what's going on in your life, and what do you want, what do you want to change, about things.
yeah.
It's a good time. It's Cancer is such it's a powerful new moon because it's in its ruler, it's all about feeling those deep emotions, but it's also kind of like up and down, it's always changing a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like up and
Yeah.
down and like flow. It's, ebbs and flows is Cancer energy, water, and it's okay to feel maybe a little sad and down one day. And this whole month, we're all going to be feeling it. Then we might be feeling really happy, really good. And then the next day, we're
Mm,
like, oh, we don't want to do anything but lay around and watch
yeah.
Netflix. That's okay. Cancer's like comfort. So doing things that bring you comfort that are nurturing could be making
Hmm.
a nice meal for your family, going out to eat, going out to the beach, going by the lake, going outdoors, or it could be just sitting on the couch cuddling with your pets because cancers also usually love small animals, cats,
Mm,
dogs, things like that. They bring comfort in healing, like therapy dogs, therapy animals. A lot of cancers like animals because it helps them heal. And children, we're being with children, doing something to help people. You might want to, be more concerned about your parents right now, your family, and they may need your help. So,
yeah.
giving them time and just listening, and cancers are excellent, therapists. They're good listeners. They're psychological. They understand what's going on. So we're all can tap into that kind of energy to help each other, right
Right.
now
And
too.
I think being mindful of what that reflective energy
Yeah,
might look like. So when you go into self reflection, for
yeah,
some people, it might look like they get quiet or maybe a little withdrawn and we might take that personally or take it as a sign that they're upset with us or they don't give us attention, whatever that is. And I think really get to know, how do you self reflect? What does that look like in yourself? Is it just having some quiet time, get away from the social media and the phones?
yeah,
Like I've been really in the research about that. And, I mean, if it's positive, that's one thing. There's some things on social media that make me laugh, that lift me
yeah,
up, but there's
yeah,
definitely far more that
yeah.
brings me down. And I could really let go of it all, honestly. But,
Yeah,
it's,
sometimes I've been feeling that way with Facebook too, and some things. It's like it reads your mind. Like when you
yes,
talk, you'll start getting ads, but then like
yes,
I didn't say anything about it. I was thinking about um Lyme disease and pets or something about healing, and I keep getting ads on the vagus nerve, like
yeah.
and all this stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, I
Is it
didn't feel
listening?
that. How in the heck does it know I was talking about it? So it's like you
That
just
happened to me this morning. That
uh
was, yes, I was talking about actually a celebrity to my family. And my husband sent me this thing. He's like, we were just talking about this person. And and they send me this information, and I'm like, that's so weird. Like, is that a coincidence?
It pops up.
It popped up front page.
Yeah, it's popped right up. I was talking about something with him, a famous person, and then I get on, and it's like ad after ad and video after video. So they're listening. The ads.
That's when they say even negative attention is good attention. You know, when they say that in the media.
Yeah, good. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, because you're in the algorithms. You're getting paid
likes or dislikes, or whatever, you know.
And you're being heard. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of the new moon energy, it's like, think of it, you know, if you're going to give it a visual, I would imagine it like turning the page.
Yeah.
Right. Or taking a notebook and starting on a fresh, clean piece of paper. You know, what does that new moon energy feel like, look like? Watch the old conversations, old things that, you know, I was talking to someone the other day, and they kept talking about this other relationship. I'm like, but that was 8 years ago. Like, you're like a different person. Like, we can't go back to this now. Right?
I know. It's like, you know, when you go through these rebirths and transformations, you know, it's like, I can't hardly talk about my job that I just left. Like, I don't even want to go there. Like, it's like people have been calling. It's like, I don't even want to know. I don't want an update. I don't want to know.
I don't want an update.
I don't, you know, because I got something to tell you, and I could believe this, you know, and I'm like, I'm not even working for them anymore. Right. And I'm like, and I was getting riled up. I was getting emotionally disturbed by the same stress. And I said, this is why I left. So it just confirmed all the reasons why I walked away. Yeah. After 25 years of doing something. And you know what? And I'm ready. I turned the page. I'm like on a new.
I turned the page. Yes.
I'm like, I could never go back. Like, it hit me. I could not physically, mentally, emotionally go back to what I was doing anymore. It's like it died. When that happened,
do you feel like a part of your manifesting, though, is I mean, or a part of manifesting in general, when you come off like a 25-year ride of a job, a relationship, or a health condition, or whatever it is that you've been getting through, however long that is. I mean, don't you find, Carmen, that there is a period where you need to just process? Right. Before it's like a relationship, you know, going to the next relationship before you had the closure that you needed.
Yes. Yeah.
I think closure is such a big part of manifesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of, it's like the stages of grief, you know. I'm kind of going through these different stages, and, you know, and reminiscing, and, you know, and kind of, that's what I've been doing for, you know, since March. But it's like weird because it's like,
it's only 3 months, Carmen. It's only 3 months.
I can't even talk about it. And a lady that I work with, she just had a birthday, and I got her a special shirt with a picture of me and her and this other lady that had been around forever, you know, and we were like the old goats, the OGs is what we call. So I put the original OG. I had the writing, and then it was her.
That's so nice.
And then on the back, I put Sapper Royalty 2025. So she called me on FaceTime, and she's like, "You're going to make me cry." And she was like, she was just telling me, like, "I'm going to wear that to work, and I'm going to walk in." She said,
"Oh,
you know." And so
it
was kind of healing for me, because I gave her that respect that I wish I would have had, you know. Because we had been the only ones left everyone left for years. We stuck through. I stuck through as long as I could, but now she's alone because I left. So,
well, 25 years is something to be very, very proud of. You know, the service that you gave, you know, to everybody. You know, you worked for the country, basically. Wow, it goes by so fast. This has been great, giving another astrology update with you, Carmen. Once again, I want to remind everyone, go to Deep Dive with Carmen and Sherianna on YouTube. Subscribe there. You can also grab our free downloads there, right, Carmen?
Yes.
Carmen's got a free manifesting guide, I think.
It's the 8th and 12th house astrology guide.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And I've got the free Just Us Spirit guide. which is the other show that Carmen's on that show as well on KMET Radio. So when you go over there, don't forget to grab your free downloads.
Yes.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, Carmen.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good week.
We'll see you next week for another episode of Deep Dive. Have a great week, everyone.
Hi, this is Carmen Turner Schott, author and psychological astrologer. My newest books are Your Astrological Energy and Astrology's Magical Nodes of the Moon. Both offer powerful insights to help you understand your emotions and your spiritual journey through astrology. Discover how your birth chart can help you heal, transform, and become more resilient. Visit my website today at carmenturnershott.com and grab your copies on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and online stores.
Looking to transform your life? Sherianna Boyle, author of 11 powerful books, invites you to take a deep dive. Explore her emotional detox series, discover manifesting with energy in action, and connect with spirit in her latest book, Just Ask Spirit. Start your journey today. Find all her books at sheriannaboyle.com. Thank you for tuning into Deep Dive with Sherianna Boyle and Carmen Turner Schott. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to share, subscribe, and leave us a review. For more insights and resources, visit carmenturnershott.com and sheriannaboyle.com. Until next time, keep diving deep into your soul's journey.